Hi, everyone. Well, what was definitely in no shock to me, the stock market sold off quite precipitously today. The NASDAQ fell 1.14% on well above average volume. If you combine the 2 days, you can see volume is quite strong. Not only that, though, this time a broadening formation has failed extremely quickly, and we're doing so in above average volume. And once again, need to point out TSV, MACD, my Wilder's RSI, and stochastics that I use are not shown, nowhere near oversold, and still trending significantly lower. There is no way I can even dare say, yeah, we're going to bounce here. If we do, we do. But to me, it seems like the 200-day moving average is going to have to come into play on this most recent pullback. And the reason why I say that is because the Russell 2000 not only now has confirmed a break below the 200-day and 50-day moving average. As you can see before, the last time it broke below the 50 and 200-day moving average, it bounced back immediately. And then the last time it did it with the big down day, there was a bigger down day, another down day, but there was an intraday reversal, and then we confirmed that reversal the very next day that led to the most recent uptrend. This time we've cracked below the 50-200-day moving average, had a half-hearted bounce, re-cracked, and now followed through with a pretty weak close. As you can see, TSV, yeah, we're getting down near oversold areas, but until it starts to turn back up, it's clearly heading lower. And MACD, as you can see, getting there, but nowhere near oversold. Stochastics, Wilder's RSI are the exact same way. They're getting there, but they're nowhere near oversold. And then when you go back and you look at the S&P 500, it's same similar situation as the NASDAQ. Nowhere near oversold yet on my MACD, Wilder's RSI stochastics oscillator. TSV's down there, but it's still significantly moving lower, so it doesn't look that great. And once again, that broadening formation, breakout reversal, never good, no matter what anybody tells you. And yeah, we're still trending above the 50-day moving average, but bottom line is it's not good to have that kind of breakout. And now what you will see here, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you could have a 2B breakout reversal here also. Big hint was the reversal off the intraday highs on Friday. Very bad day today. And we got green bop. And as history has always told us with Dow Jones Industrial Average, whenever we get green bop, we don't necessarily move higher, or if we do, we don't produce much gains. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average doesn't look that great either. Once again, stochastics and Wilder's RSI nowhere near oversold. So things look bad. The Russell 2000 is the index you want to see lead, and it looks terrible. So I just cannot be bullish on this market whatsoever. Caution is advised. We have no new long signals, obviously, but at the same time, no new hedges. I wanted to put on a SPY hedge, but to be honest with you, with that little intraday tail, with it still being above the 50-day moving average, it could bounce around here before it breaks down lower. So I'm not going to put on a hedge yet until the until the SPY actually in the S&P 500 break down below the 50-day moving average. That will then be my signal to go ahead and operate on the IRA with the SPXS, SPXU, and then to buy puts on the SPY in my margin account. But really, I just did not get any signals. ERY was my best signal, but it's an extended signal, so there are no hedges being added. Like I said, I sold off more of my SQQ and took off more of my QQQ puts than I intended to on Friday. Those were put back on this morning. And while there was another bad fill, still, it should work out if the market continues to sell off, and it does appear that we want to. The VIX shows no fear, folks. There's no fear in the sell-off today. There was no fear in the beginning of the sell-off earlier, September 15th, 14th, and there's no fear today. So can't call a bottom. Investors Intelligence bears were at 1987 lows. AAII bulls very high, around 50%. Sentiment's wrong. High yield stuff like J&K, HYG. Look at those things. They don't look bullish. And then look at some of our leaders like Tesla, breaking now down below the 50-day moving average and strong volume. It could find support, but to become a really great actionable buy signal, it's going to need a back and fill. And as you can see, once again, TSV and MACD, very bearish. And it's like that everywhere. There's barely anything that's working. What does work doesn't work great, and it leads us to cut losses. That's why we do have some, EQIX is a full sell. That's why we have some house cleaning. GIII is a full sell. It didn't close below the low day of the signal date, but the reversal with the internals rolling over, no bueno. CAR is a full sell as it finally fails. QUNR is a full sale now as it finally fails. And also, I went ahead and took a small position at HIMX. Got a good fill using limit orders at 891, but that's also failing. I also dicked around myself and bought Pink. Pink is now a full sale. That stock looked good, and then Merck looked good, and that's a full sale. And I tell you what, when bullish charts that have this kind of accumulation have reversal days like you saw in Merck and PINC, that's a pretty big tell that the market's unhealthy. So, got to take it as is. Also, plenty of 50% sells. EMPH closing below the 20s of 50. EMC with that big reversals of 50. AER, Red Bot now with that 50-day moving average heavy volume sell-off. That's a 50%er. Taro still technically trending higher, so it's only a 50%er with that heavy volume reversal. WWAV confirmation sell-off, this time below the 20-day moving average, I do believe. I just want to make sure. I got to look at it. Yep. So that is also a 50% sell. LNG, 50% sell, crystal clear there. GMCR, once again, 50% sell. It's just because now it's back below the 10, 20-day moving average without producing any significant gains, tiny gains, but still 50% sell. OVAS now below the 20, 50% sell. And then SLCA, another break, this time below the 20-day moving average. This one is a 50% sell. One more down day and almost all of those 50% sells, signals that we got today, and they will be full sells. So besides house cleaning, there isn't much to do. The only stock I flagged was MNST. Mobley is holding up. GoPro is holding up. But, you know, stocks like BABA kind of really tell the story. This market looks like it's in a predicament. Apple, you can see it's wedging here, trying to get back to its old highs. BOP's very red. TSV MACD trending lower. It just doesn't look like a very bullish chart if you ask me. So if we continue to see further breakdown, yeah, we can continue to sell off. But right now, I would expect us to find a floor somewhere in between the 50 200-day moving average and the NASDAQ. And then we have to see how we react once we do find a floor, once we get oversold and start to rally. Does it then lead to a new bull market? Yay, if it does. If it doesn't, we'll probably fail around the 50-day moving average and roll over. And by that time, the Russell 2000 will be straight up into bear market mode, I do assume. So right now it's a time to sit on cash, everybody. New investors, I've been saying for a while, if you want to know a market to never trade, it was a market like last week, and now the beginning of this week tells you something is definitely wrong. Time to sit on our hands, everyone. Aloha. Thank you.